in general, what I'm looking for is not exactly a person who just is what is written on the script. What is, for me, very important is the feeling of having in front of me somebody with a whale of mystery inside. Somebody who will keep my camera for the whole time of the shoot, very curious about him or her. I want somebody that every time I filming stimulates me. The difference, first of all, is that Michael Pitt had an experience of 3 movies shot in the last 2 years, and some experience with television, etc. Louis had done one movie, I think a year earlier, when he was very, very young. Eva was never in front of a camera. She is a stage actress, and she had one show with beautiful reviews, but she didn't really know what it does mean be on a set of a film. As usual, as in all my movies, there is a moment when the written characters and the actors are meeting and becoming the same thing. And that is the moment which I think is, for me, the most enjoyable, the most exciting. When that is fusion between somebody which has been written by a writer sometime before, loses the literary weight and becomes real because there is somebody who's giving its blood and its flesh to this written character. The presence of the writer, of Gabriel Tader, on the shoot was very important because it gave me the chance of being extremely free with the script. We could change and completely change totally something which was decided. And I must say that I rarely seen a writer so sensitive to the fact that it's the reality in front of the camera which counts, not what the writer thought 6 months earlier, or a year or 2 or 3 years earlier. The apartment of Theo and Isabel is a character, but also on the story, on the book, and on the screenplay. On the screenplay is very, very important. The limits of a real place, and they're always very stimulating. They give you idea to find solution of the relationship between your camera and the character and the space around, which is in a way organic to this limit, to this, I call limits, but this in fact is ideas of an architect. So at the end I feel that my camera, like my body, and to be organic with that architecture. In The Dreamers there are also musical quotations. There is the music of Abu the Souffle, of Breathless. There is the music of 400 Blows. And there is the music from Pierrot Le Fou, which are there like if they're music of the score of The Dreamers, but they are actual quotations. which is new because in general one does visual quotations, not from the score. Going back to the Louvre, that run to the Louvre of Brasseur, Semifrey, Anna Karina in Bande à Part was a moment of great poetry and lightness and kind of joy. There I am, quoting a movie I love, from the director I really love, and I do exactly the same shots. I'm shooting the three kids of the Dreamers, running through the Louvre, doing the real quotation. It was beautiful because I think that we went and shot a bit with the speed and the in an easy way when Godard went with Coutard and doing Bande à Part. I mean, we spent no more than 3-4 hours for these shots. There is a moment in the film, I think very much at the beginning, when without telling each other, without being too obvious, the three kids find this fantastic harmony, and they are very, very attracted sexually. It's like if there was a missing piece which has been found. Maybe the missing piece was missing because they couldn't, brother and sister, go as far as a real incest. So I needed somebody else to act. And maybe it's in this generation of young people who wanted during the 60s to transgress, who had to transgress, who had the mission to transgress, to go against the established values in everything. And I think that is a good idea of screenplay, to have the contemporaneity, still at the same moment to have what is going on in Paris in May '68, which is what the kids are missing, because they found that they are so attracted by each other that they can't go out. They remain in that house, like that house is no more a house, it's a kind of island of bubble, I don't know what, of cocoon. When the relationship is becoming more and more intense, we see the three kids having bath together in the bathtub and foam and playing and becoming in a way, and regressing in a way, becoming more childish. And there's a moment when Matthew, who seemed to be the most naive, the more naive of the three, the real ingénu from a provincial American mid-class, from San Diego, in fact. In fact, he becomes the one who understands what's going on, who sees the danger of what's going on. He understands that Theo and Isabel, they will never grow up if they go on playing as they have done since they were babies. And so he's trying to tell them, he's trying to help them. He feels that they have to stop this childish life. and he cannot be with them in that way. That's why I say one way to grow up is to split. I think Last Tango was much more dramatic and aggressive than The Dreamers. It was dramatic as you are at 30 years. 31 I was. Today I'm much more able to be invaded by the lightness of a story about these three young characters, of the relationship between them, than I would have been in 72 when I shot Last Time in Paris, when I was younger. And the fact that, as I'm not saying anything new here, when I am with Louis, Eva, and Matthew, I feel the same age, maybe younger than them. How do you call it? Arrested development.
I met actually Bernardo, Jeremy, and Hercules. And I don't know, I mean, I grew up in Jersey, so it was pretty surreal, you know. They're kind of like semi-intellectuals, European, like, you know, like. They told us what we were gonna do, but Bernardo was like, okay, you're gonna walk in the door, you're gonna get into the elevator, they're gonna push you in, they're gonna tell you floor 3, then they're gonna run up the stairs, you guys are gonna meet at the top and go inside. And I was like, okay, that's gonna be 7 or 8 setups, and he was like, no, one shot. And then when I saw it, I was like, damn, this guy's good. I find his walk first. Do you know, if I find if you like, you know, you work on something small and then so I just find how that character would walk, and then I walk around for like a day or whenever, you know, I can, and then I just build, slowly just build it from there. Matthew, it was hard because it wasn't, for me, it wasn't as, because it was a world that I really didn't know, but that's what it attracted me. And B, because I've always played kind of really not off the wall, but like really distinct kind of rejects, you know, in a sense, you know. And it was harder with Matthew because it was more subtle. Almost every scene we changed it before we shot it, like 5 minutes before, you know. So you had to think fast, think quick, you know. But I think Bernardo kind of likes that. There's a scene where we're in the kitchen, and we just had our dinner with our parents, and Isabel, Ava Green, is going to sleep, and so she kisses Teo, Louis, and then she leans over to kiss me, and her hair goes into a candle, and it goes up in flames, do you know? And she knows this is happening. And I grab it as fast as I can to like put it out, and you know, I'm just waiting. You know, Bernardo's gonna call cut any minute, you know, but he's not calling cut, you know, and I'm waiting to like, you know, just see if she's okay. And she looks at me, and she says her line, and I'm like, that's an actress. And they kept it. Thank God, because it was just a really scary, really real, really pure moment.